As a green witch, the forest has my full attention, and I practice magic with her daily. But every year since I was young, I have spent a week engaging in true, deep manifestation magic. And the pinnacle of this week is taking all of my work to the Great Mother herself, the ocean. In my witchy life, the ocean is akin to a holy land. I see her as alive. I see her as the great giver of change and transformation. Since ancient times, witches across the world have harnessed the power of the ocean. So why not little old me? I'm a witch after all, and visiting the ocean annually feels like my birthright. Although I have done this without any inside inspiration, practicing ocean magic intuitively and in solitude for years, I really wanted to share this magic with you wild ones. So if you enjoy this video, please click the like and subscribe to support my work here. And for this, I thank you. Today, my wild ones, we are going to engage in some amazing magic, and I'm excited to hear from you. Tell me if you practice in this way, or which activity you might consider in the future. I've never shared this practice with anyone, like I said, not even my family or my friends, so I'm a little vulnerable here, and I'm just genuinely excited to hear from you all. But first, some history. Sea witches are found in traditional folklore characters, usually portrayed as women with a magical bond to the sea. Mermaids, silkies, and sirens have detailed descriptions in many books throughout history. And piecing together that history, you see a common theme: deep power and a bond, and sometimes a belonging to, often depicted as a prison to the sea.
Well, now I have my mother. She's here. The ocean. The power of the ocean is unbelievable. It's the way I feel when I walk in the forest, but times a gazillion. She is everything.
As a witch, I feel the power of the sea. And when I think what created this powerful flow of energy, I have to mention the many elements that exist at the ocean's edge. You have the power of water, earth from the sand, wind or air. Even the moon with the tide is involved. If you add your own fire with a beach bonfire, you have all 4 elements. In addition, you have perimeter magic, and that is when one habitat meets another. It is often referred to as the edge in science. As a young witch, I didn't think of any of these things. I just felt the unique power of the sea intuitively. Looking in on history and what other witches feel about the sea, it gives me confidence in my own magical abilities. I have been practicing intuitively as a witch for many years. Many of the practices I invented on my own, but now I see that I tapped into my brothers and sisters who came before me. I think at the core, trusting in our ability to feel magic is a gift, and I am sure, wild ones, you can feel it too. Leading up to my ocean pilgrimage, I engaged in writing, dreaming, thinking about life, the life I desire for myself, and thinking about what I want to ask of the ocean. I think about what changes I want to make in my own life, because what I bring to her, she will amplify. This is how I harness the power of the sea, with her permission, of course. There is an exchange of energy. I give, she gives. Like when Ariel the mermaid asks Ursula the sea witch for legs, she gives her voice for this gift. I bring to the ocean my life purpose and my heart to this exchange. The happier and more in line with my life purpose I am, it seems to be the gift she desires. I come to her each year and tell her about what I have learned, what I have created, and what gifts I have shared with the earth because of her blessings. I also make an offering. It usually comes from the exchange, and it's a task or a mission or something I must do for the earth, and this is also my offering.
So now's the time. This could become a voiceover, but I am sharing the true moment. I usually find a rock or a stone, a shell nearby. This is what I found. And taste the salt on my lips. She's so good. What I do is I take that shell and I just whisper all my secrets, all my intentions, all the things I need support with. I ask for her blessing, I ask for her guidance, and then I'll meditate and see if she has something to say to me today. But for now, it's just about making this intention, and I'll just share what I want her blessing with, what I want her support with. So as a child, I would make wishes, that's what it was. But now I am very aware of what I'm asking for. As a witch, I have learned about my personal power. I'm not looking at you, sorry. I've learned about my personal power, and I've learned about the power of the ocean and the power of magic. And if I ask for something, basically when I ask for something, I know I'm asking for work.
And then I am standing before her, and we are exchanging ideas emotionally. I usually speak to a shell when I'm ready to let all I am ready to manifest go. I ask her for the tools to create the life I am envisioning, and I know that sometimes what I am asking for can come in the form of pain, sorrow, and loss. So I'm very careful about what I am asking for, making sure I am really ready for what might come. And then I dance. Seashells in witchcraft are the crown jewel of the ocean, and so I collect many to bring home to make a spell bag that I keep around me to remind me of the day's events. I often hang it in my garden. It helps me to keep manifesting with the ocean, but this spell bag can also create calm, peace, and all of the feelings we feel at the ocean's edge. I harvest seawater that I use up to a week when I return from my trip. I collect sand and seaweed, and this is also what I use for about a week. I sprinkle the sand around my house and in my garden because it's really nutritive and full of minerals, but also I see it as a symbol of protection. I say things like, peace to my home, or harmony in my garden. And these whispers are all part of the magic. I also use the sand and ocean water as an exfoliant up to a week so that I am nourishing my skin. I can't help but do this because as a green witch and herbalist, I see a tool and I use it for body care. But also it just keeps the spell work going. Because as I'm doing this very simple task for my body, I am also working my mind and engaging in manifestation magic. I wanted to also share with you a bit about the power of water. In my last video, I talked about self-care, and a big part of that video was about bathing. I will link that video above for you if you missed it, witchy ones. But I really didn't get into why water. So I wanted to show you the magic of water so you can visibly understand why water is so powerful, more on the scientific line. Watch here as the dye goes through the water. Do you see that? Yeah, the water itself has channels. I will have to make a future video on the power of water because it really needs its own space here on the channel, but I think just witnessing the forms that are now visible, I think one can really see how special water is and how much energy it can hold. So that's the short answer as to why water. And now think about the ocean and how the tide moves those channels. Plus all of the life that lives within the water and the minerals, specifically salt, and how all of that is what gives ocean water a particularly special type of power. There really is nothing like it on Earth. So yeah, the ocean. I see her every year and she feels like a friend, a lover, a mother, a father, a grandmother even. And if I listen, I can hear what she has to say for me and for all witches. And you can hear it too. Well, may you be touched by the fluidity and rhythm of the sea, no matter where you live. Thanks for visiting with me, wild ones, and have an amazing week. As always, blessings to your magical lives, and come and find me again.